Hey guys, welcome to Chanel's Reality. I'm Chanel and this is my reality. I wanted to come on here really quickly because I've been hearing about Kate Middleton. She's a princess of Wales, I believe. She's royalty over across the pond. Um, and I sometimes it's just kind of like, do I want to hear about whatever it is? Because it's just sometimes people who report the news can be very annoying. Just like the weather people. Y'all know how the weather people are really annoying. Well, I don't know where you guys are from, but here in Texas, especially in Houston, we easily get four different seasons in a day. Okay, you wake up, it's cold outside, right? So you have to have a sweater or some sort of jacket. By lunchtime, you know, it's hot outside. We're in summer or spring, and then by the time you go home, it's like, oh, okay, so it's raining. Got it. That's Houston weather for you. It's very, very unpredictably predictable. It's just weird. So what happens is the weather people. It's like they get a hard on. I swear to God, they'll be like shelter in place, and then this is the problem with the weather people. Shout out to all the weather people because I would never want to be you guys, but they really truly all have an obsession with the weather, and I just feel like I don't get it. Kind of like my obsession with Chanel and Louis. Dior. I want to be buried in Dior. But no, because it's like here in Houston, you can't really trust it. So like years ago, because they'll say, "Oh, this is the biggest storm in 100 years," something like that, and then all of a sudden, toilet paper and toilet tissue is like being, don't get me started, sold on Amazon for like ridiculous prices. But I remember the year that we had Harvey. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, but it's one of the years where our city was literally underwater, the majority of the city. But my husband and I, we live like in the suburbs, but there's a reservoir very close to us. Anyways, I remember I started a new job and my husband called while I was at work and he's like, "Hey, there's a storm coming. Do you need anything? I'm here trying to pick up some stuff." And I'm like, "Oh no, you can't believe the weather people. They always, like I said, they get a hard on." And I didn't believe it. So I was just like, as long as you get my favorite apple juice. Actually, I have some right here. It's called Martinelli's, best apple juice ever. Anyways, I'm like, yeah, just give me some apple juice and maybe a bag of Cheetos. And came home, went to sleep, woke up, the whole city was underwater. So this is a problem. If I could believe the weather people all the time, I would have told my husband, no, actually, get some fruit, get some this, that, and the third. We need grits, eggs, bacon, whatever. I would have told him that. But it's just been too many times where we prepare and then nothing happens. Sidebar. Sorry about that. I just went off on a tangent. Anyways, um, yeah, so I kind of been like avoiding this story. And so today something was just kind of like nudging at me, like, you should read about it. Let's just see what it is. And so I was like, okay, fine. And I didn't realize this lady, Kate Middleton, who is married to Prince William, the third. What? He's the oldest son of Diana, Princess Diana. Um, so she was diagnosed with cancer. She had some sort of what's the right word? She was having some sort of abdominal surgery, is my understanding, or some issues with her abdominal, her stomach area. I'm pretty sure it was she was having surgery, and she from her video that she had on, I think I forget what website I was on, but from the video that they showed that I watched of her, it was Kate and she was like dressed normal, like a normal person, and she was basically saying, laying out what happened, and that she said that, and I'm paraphrasing, but she had some abdominal issues, and then but they told her before she went into surgery that this is not um whatever she had was not cancerous or wasn't cancer. So she had the surgery, and then whenever I guess she went home, I don't know how long the time frame was between her operation and finding out that she had cancer, but when she I guess was in recovery or something to that effect, that's when they, or I think she went back to follow up or something, not exactly sure, but that's when she basically was diagnosed with cancer. And I'm just like, you know listen, people say a lot of times, life is short, this, that, and the third. And I always say life is the longest thing you'll ever do. You just don't know when it's going to be over. So it's best to do the right things and live, your best life as often as you can, but with balance, right? So you should travel, but you don't go spend all your life savings trying to go to, Bora Bora. But you should travel, right? I think that's healthy. Plus, it helps, in my opinion, ignorant people. Because you go to another culture and then you understand better. And then you realize sometimes whatever they're showing on the news is not completely accurate. We learned that when we went to Dubai. Because I remember before we went, there were so many people talking about, oh, it's so strict. And I'd never been there, so I didn't know. But the one thing I did know is, but I do this with anywhere I go vacation. I'm looking at the murder rate, like crime rate. I don't want to be, I just feel like if you're going to go on vacation, I don't want to be somewhere where I can't be myself and I have to be concerned about, whatever. I don't like going to places like that. And to be fair, any place you could, something could happen to you. But Dubai has a 1% crime rate. Okay? Be clear. And lots of people think, oh, it's this, that, and the third. It's not. I'm telling y'all, the hotel that we stayed in, it was like 3 hotels in one. Listen, I was at the pool and all the rich people, because we were not rich, they were walking around in their Chanel 2 pieces. I liken Dubai in a sense to like Vegas. So like in Vegas, you can be a prostitute legally. You can also gamble legally. In the rest of the states, you can't, allegedly. So with Dubai, it's kind of very similar to me, meaning on the property, the hotels where we were, you could have on your 2-piece. But you shouldn't be like, you wouldn't go to the mall in that. So like when we went to the mall, we just dressed regular, like kind of what I have on now. There wasn't any restrictions. I mean, they told you, don't wear really short or whatever. But I wanted to respect their culture. I don't know you don't know me. I'm not trying to go to jail somewhere. I don't know. Listen, I'm not trying. I'm not built for that. I'm built for 5-star hotels and room service, okay? But anyways, like I said, when you travel, you learn things that you can't learn just by watching the news or some episode of something or in a movie. Anyway, back to Kate. So like I said, I have been seeing all these things and I'm like, oh God, do I really want to? Because I just didn't want it to be another salacious Morgan. Meghan. What's this? Is it Meghan? Meghan Good? No, it's not Meghan Good. Lord, I have the royal lady's name wrong. It's the lady from Suits. That's terrible. Sorry, Megan. She's a princess now, I think. Anyways, the one that's married to the redheaded son, Harry. I love them. God. I just think they're so cute together. It's just like they're so in love. I hope they stay that way for the remainder of their life. It's very cute. But anyway, I'll leave the link in the description to go and watch the video I was telling you about with Kate Middleton. My heart goes out to her. Kate, you probably will never see this, but my heart definitely goes out to her. And I was just immediately hit. I was like, dang, this is terrible. Terrible, 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 terrible. Because she has little kids. Like, they need their mom. It's just so sad, It's just sad. It's triggering for me, too, on some level, because my mom passed of cancer. So it's crazy. But people, from what I was, researching, have been for weeks. I guess she hadn't been out and about like I guess typically she would. And so what I learned about the people in the royals, it's just the whole business there. There's a documentary on that. It's a whole business of just selling anything to deal with the royals. So, the moment people aren't doing, and when I say people, I'm talking about the people in the royal family, aren't doing something the way they normally would, or it's like we can't get, a story from them or a comment or whatever, then I feel like their media, runs wild with like all these conspiracy theories or things that might be going on. And so because of that, Kate, Princess of Wales, decided to just basically come out and say, basically what was going on. I think probably under the advisement of whomever their people are, because it's a whole system. You don't just say, okay, let me just get on camera, or, oh, I'm going to tell my sister. It doesn't work that way. That's why I say, look at the documentary. It's very controlled from what I can tell. Very, very controlled. There isn't, you can just do whatever you want. There's a way for everything. Anywho, I think she did that to kind of like set the record straight. But prior to that, there were people, like I said, speculating and accusing this lady of different things. And then something happened where I think there was like a Mother's Day photo that, I don't know if that photo had previously been used or something, but basically the eagle-eyed people who watch everything. Like I said, they watch you within an inch of your life if you're a royal. They want to report on everything you do. Um. Anyway, so Kate, I don't know where she put this photograph, this Mother's Day photograph. I don't know if it, because I don't even think they're allowed to have Instagram, but maybe she has it on Instagram. I don't know how they submitted it or whatever the case may be, but the public caught on some kind of way to say this is fake. Like basically you photoshopped something, and then she came out and said, she apologized. But now we kind of know why she did that. She was ill, whatever she has going on personally with her. She probably just didn't have the time, wasn't feeling well enough to, go do a whole photo shoot and all that kind of stuff. I'm not certain why she did it, but she did apologize. But it's probably because these people hound her for everything. She has to just be perfect. And it's just, I understand why Harry, is it Harry? Yeah. Why he was like, I'm out. I don't want to do this. I don't want to. And I'm not even him, but just like watching their documentary too, it's insane. So like I said, the UK media was reporting that they were reporting the clinic where Kate underwent that surgery back in January, and they were investigating staffers, people that worked at that hospital, because I guess these people were trying to allegedly release her medical records. It's just so intrusive. It's just, that's why I say I understand why, and I'm not even him or Meghan. It's just, I understand. You once you become that type of public figure, you can't get out unless you basically give up all your rights. Or I wouldn't say your rights, but your rights to the throne, your access to certain things. That's the only way you can kind of get out, based on what I've seen, heard, and watched on documentaries. It just doesn't seem like you have any real control over anything. But I think that's just it's so invasive. Like, who are these people? I hope they get fired, whoever they were. But Kate did want to say, basically, she was highlighting that she and the Prince William, they're doing everything that they can to kind of like, deal with the matter, and having to tell their kids. Because I think whenever I watched this, or whenever it was taped, whatever that video was of her kind of telling everyone what was going on, I don't know if they've done this since then, but they basically were saying, they're just trying to figure out how to tell their kids what's going on. Because like I said, children need their mom. It's just something different. No shade to, men and daddies and fathers and all that, but it's just something about a mom. It's sad, because who wants to tell their child that? My aunt, like I said, she is battling cancer. She had done chemo. Yeah, she had done chemo. She had both of her breasts removed. This is like currently going on right now in my personal family. But whenever she finished chemo and they did her blood work, they still saw some more cancerous cells or something to that effect. So now she's doing radiation, and I swear she is just the chef's kiss, because she is the nicest most happy cancer patient I've ever seen in my whole life. Like I said, my mom passed of cancer. One of the most beautiful people I've ever met in my life, Miss Sheila, love her, passed of it. And it was just so quick. It was just like, she got diagnosed, I feel like in like February, and by like August she was gone. And I remember thinking, I went to go see her in her house. I just will never forget. It's just something, it's very jarring to see someone passing that way, because she just literally was skin and bones. It's very, because this is the thing, she's just so beautiful, just inside and out, just one of the most beautiful people, souls on planet Earth I've ever met in my whole life. So to see that is just, it's terrible. So that's why I say, and I'm really still close now with her daughter, and I don't have a relationship with her son like that, but I remember when we went to the funeral. I'm just like, her son, she would always talk about Chuck. Anyways, Chuck's gonna be a fireman. So he is a fireman, and Ivy is a nurse. But at the time, she was like, I feel like Ivy was like maybe 22. You need your mom. Anyway, don't get me started. Um, the other part to this story is that Kate isn't the only one who has cancer, at least reportedly, because apparently King Charles stated, well, let me back up. So when Kate did the video that I was telling you guys about and basically exposed everything that's going on with her, then King Charles said, he went on record, said, he's very proud of her because, and I'm paraphrasing, this is a difficult time, so on and so forth. Um, and she got love and condolences, or I don't even know, just words of concern. We're here for you from Meghan and Harry, who now I believe live in like California somewhere. Um, but she basically was saying, they want to figure this out. Kate Middleton, they want to be able to figure it out privately, and I just know that that's just not going to happen for her. It's just not. It's an impossibility. It's just, we live in a society where people think that they are owed the right to every inch of your life. They do. And I know, listen, I'm not a royal. I don't live over there, whatever the case may be. But I know that there was this like agreement, so to speak, that the royals, and this was years ago, that they gave up more and more of their power, but still was able to get money, funded by the taxpayers or whatever. But basically, the taxpayers, for the most part, they had to basically give up their privacy, in my opinion, on some level. And the more power they gave away, the more the public was like, oh, we pay basically for the right to know everything that's going on. Which is why, like I said, they have that system where things don't just happen just because you want them to, or you can't stop just because you feel like it's invasive. It's really kind of like that saying, you pay the cost to be the boss. I feel like that's what's going on there. But anyways, their father, Prince William's father, Charles, he also stated that, it's been reported that he also has cancer of some sort. So he's being treated for cancer too. It's just a lot. I can't imagine being like, I'm Prince William. My wife is diagnosed with cancer. And then now my daddy, I can't. It's just too much. Plus, they lost their mom when they were a little boy. It's just, it's that's why I'm like, just leave these people alone. Let them just, but there's people in this world, they're just relentless. I'm just like I said, people feel like they have the right to know everything. And that's honestly how I feel a lot of times with like, and it's a different thing, but like with the Real Housewives of whatever, there are certain things that I do feel like, if you're getting $300,000, for 2 months of work, or $1 million for 5 months of work on a reality show, I feel like, you should at least come on the show and show us some of your life. But I don't feel like, if your husband's cheating on you, then you have to tell us. I just don't feel that way. It's like I said, it's a very private thing, but there are lots of people out there who feel like if you getting that check, you need to earn it, and you have to let me into every inch of your life. And I don't subscribe to that, because it's traumatic. And I've told y'all many, many times, you can't try to manage other people's trauma. It's their trauma. It's their grief. So you can't put a time limit or time restraints or any of that. You can't tell them, they have to tell you. But trust me when I say there are people out there that truly feel like it's owed to them. Like, for instance, Giselle, what is Giselle's last name? Bryant on Potomac. Her father on the last episode, they told us that, he has cancer. He's since passed since the episode. But, people are online, and it's just kind of like, well, if you're not going to, because in the confessional, one of the producers were asking her, what's going on with her father. And, you could tell she got choked up, and she's just like, we'll have to talk about it later. And I understand the fans or the viewers wanting to know. I do understand that, because on some level, they probably, some people probably want to pray for him or whatever. But I feel like a good majority of those people that feel like, oh, well, she needs to tell us. I'm just like, how do you tell somebody that? How do you tell somebody that because they got a paycheck that you're required to tell them about your ailing dad that's dying? Why would you even want to know that? Like, why would you feel like someone needs to, you need to, I don't understand that. You know, and some people are online like, you know, I dealt with death, my father, my granny, my mom, whatever. And I know what it feels like. And here's the thing. You don't know what it feels like at all, right? How do I know that? I'll tell you how I know. You could be a parent and you have 3, 4 kids. You pass away. Every one of those children are probably going to deal with you passing away differently. One child might be very stoic, where it's almost like unemotional, right? You may have one that's completely what people will, what people will view as dramatic, falling out at the funeral and, doing the most. That's what some people will look at it as, but that's just that person's emotional response to what the tragedy is. So I'm not here to judge them, how quickly they do it, how slowly they do it, I'm just, it's not my tragedy. It's not my grief. It's theirs. So I'm going to let you have your grief and deal with it and cope with it the way it's okay for you, whatever that means. Some people, you would think they'd be crying their eyes out, and it's just not going to happen for them because they are just not wired that way. And they probably go home and cry on their pillow. I believe Giselle's one of those people. And I think too, because with Giselle, all of the seasons she's been on there, she really has gotten away with not really sharing much about her life, but talking about and asking everybody about their lives. And then, it's basically her storyline has been screwing with other people. And so now, because people are so annoyed with her and all the other things she's done, don't get me started on that, they kind of don't have much empathy for her in this type of situation. And I feel like you need to put on your empathy hat, because you don't know what it's like for her. And I don't even like Giselle, but I'm a human being, right? I think a lot of the things she's done, choices she's made, very treacherous, snake, slithery, king cobra type behavior. I feel that way about the things that she's done on this show. But she's still a human being. And I can't tell her that she needs to tell me and the rest of the world what's going on with her ailing father. Let her get herself together. Grief is lifelong. I keep trying to tell people. Anyway, I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. But, like I said, I just wanted to come on here and talk to you guys really quickly about the Princess of Wales and what they have going on. My prayers, like I said, I don't know. She'll probably never see my little YouTube channel, but my prayers go out to her. So, guys, let me know what you guys think about what's going on with Kate Middleton, the royal family, her, basically, or her team, putting out a fake photo, Mother's Day photo, and how the media is run across there. If anyone is from over there and y'all want to chime down in the comments and let me know, I'm here for it. Okay? Chanel and her reality is here for all of the info. Love good info. Anyways, see you guys next time. Thank you so much for joining me on Chanel's Reality. Please hit the like button on your way out, and we will see you next time. Bye.